In the year 2014, the movie Guardians of the Galaxy did pretty well in the box office. Pretty much proved that Marvel could do no wrong. Like after that one, they just started hitting bangers, like hit after hit after hit. They just didn't miss. 3-point Steph Curry. In 2015, we got another one. Everybody's like, nah man, I don't think this is gonna happen. But it's one of those bangers. It's one of those movies that hit. Ant-Man. The movie Ant-Man. Yes, freaking Ant-Man had a movie, and you know what? This movie is fantastic. I've watched this movie so many times. I can't find any flaws in it. I might have one little nitpick. One, throw the pinky up. When in doubt, pinky out. But I literally cannot find anything wrong with this movie. Besides one thing. But this movie is such a great movie. And I think if it fell after Doctor Strange, I think this movie came after Doctor Strange, my review on both of these movies, Doctor Strange and Ant-Man, would flip. But because it didn't, this movie is pure gold. Yeah, I gotta get into this. Let's start the review. What's up world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka, and what is Movie Breakdowns? The movie review series where we look at new and old movies, give them grade 8 through up, plus and minuses do count. And there's a movie you want me to review, let me know. Please put in the comment section below, and I'll get to it as best I can. Also have a Patreon, Patreon/Ali Zakka, and on this Patreon you get movie reviews before they come out on Facebook and YouTube. You get trailer reaction, trailer reviews, first thoughts on movies, and you get first come, first serve. You put a request in, I get to it immediately. Because you're paying for my services and I would do my job. Now, let's go ahead and get into today's review of Ant-Man, 2015's Ant-Man. I don't know where to start with this movie. This movie is a great movie. Like, from comedy to the CGI to the acting to the cast to the story. This movie is a great movie, and it actually was written by Edgar Wright, who worked on Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and he also worked on Shaun of the Dead. Like he wrote part of the movie for Ant-Man, and who actually this was his baby at the moment. He wanted to do an Ant-Man movie. With most of the storylines you see in the movie was done by him. Well, halfway through, they couldn't really, him and Marvel couldn't really come to agreement. Edgar Wright and another guy left, which caused Jordan Reed, or not Jordan, but Jonathan Reed to jump in. Sorry, not Jonathan, Peyton Reed. Jordan Reed is the football player and Jonathan Reed, not sure it is. But Peyton Reed was to come and direct the movie after Edgar Wright left. But as I was watching this movie, I said, this movie has so much comedy and so much sass in it. It's like, what is going on? Like, why this movie reminds me of like another movie? And then I saw that Edgar Wright was a part of it, and I was like, no wonder why it has the sassiness and the pacing and the tones of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, because this movie is written by the same guy who has those same beats. I loved it. I love every bit of it. I love T.I., I love Michael Pena. I love the fact that these guys in this cast, Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, Evangeline Lilly, I love them all. I love this cast. This cast is great. Heck, Julius from the movie, remember Titans, Wood Harrison, he's in this movie. Like, what more can you ask for? Huh? What more can you ask for? But yeah, this movie is great. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite ones. Every time I watch it, I always get a laugh out of it. I always get a kick out of it. In the same scenes, I probably laugh maybe 10 or 15 times. I still laugh every single time. Especially the backing up scene towards the end where Michael Pena and T.I. was like, backing up, backing up, backing up, yep, backing up, backing up.
Back it up slow. Yeah. Back it up.
Yeah. Alright, so what's the movie about? Scott Lang is in prison. He went to prison for burglary. He pretty much stole from the rich, gave to the poor situation for a company he worked for, and got put in jail. He finally gets out, and when he trying to get his life back, he works at Baskin Robbins. That's a pretty big joke in this movie. When he works at Baskin Robbins, they find out he's a criminal, doesn't get the job, or he loses the job. gets one more job from Lewis, who's Michael Pena. His friend Lewis is like, we got one more job. We're going to break into this person's place. They apparently have a lot of money, and then we'll be able to, you know, get yourself back on your feet. Well, he breaks into this person's place, finds the Ant-Man suit, and now this person's place is Hank Pym. So he finds the Ant-Man suit. He's like, it's locked up and everything. They put it on. He puts the Ant-Man suit on, give it a shot, actually strengthens to become Ant-Man, which caused a whole little adventure scene there, which is pretty cool. Chop the suit back, gets caught by the police, goes to jail. Michael Douglas' character, Hank Pym, breaks him out. And then they start training because Hank Pym wants Scott Lang to help him take down his old company that was once Pym Industries, now going to be turned Cross Industries by one of his former but one of his former students that Hank Pym had, who was growing to become like his next predecessor, Darren Cross, who wanted the strength technology that Hank Pym had to sell it to the black market or to sell it to other countries to make a buck off of it. And Darren Cross didn't care. Hank Pym didn't want to be a part of it, so Darren Cross got Hank Pym out, and Hank Pym wants to take him down before he creates the new shrink technology to take over the world. And that's what it is. It's literally Scott Lang helping out Hank Pym to stop Darren Cross. X, Y, and Z. Boom. But the motivations of these characters is not just a pure like Scott Lang jumping to help Hank Pym because reasons. No, Scott Lang wants to do it because he wants to be a hero to his daughter. He wants to show his daughter that he is a good person. Yes, he made some mistakes, but he can change. He can change his life around. He can change his life around if he make these mistakes as well. So he want to be a hero to his daughter, who mom is in a relationship with a cop. So they moved on pretty much, but Cassie, his daughter, still loves her dad, and he just want to be a good father to his daughter. So he's helping out Hank Pym because Hank Pym's going to get him out of jail so he doesn't go back into jail. And also on top of that, by him helping out Hank Pym, it shows that his daughter, you can't be a hero because his daughter loves heroes. So he's like, you can be a hero too, and I want to be a hero just like my daughter wants me to be. So his motivation is his daughter, which, speaking of daughters, brings in Hope, who's played by Angeline Lilly, is Hank Pym's daughter. And they have a father and daughter issue where Hope is mad at Hank because Hank won't explain to Hope what happened to his mom, what happened to her mom. And her mom got killed on a mission with Hank years ago, which ultimately caused Hank Pym to kind of stop doing superhero work. And they finally have their moment when Hope and Scott gets into it. They have a conversation because Hope really wants to be the one to take down Darren Cross, but she's like, why won't you let me do this? Talking to her father Hank, and Hank's like, I don't want you getting hurt, pretty much. And the reason why he lost his mom, he don't want to lose his daughter too. While Scott is expendable. Scott is just a crook that Hank can use to get his work done. So that's why Hope wasn't chosen by Hank, but Scott is. Hope is more credited and able to do the things that they're teaching Scott to do. Which I like that. I like that storyline. I think it's really great. I think the whole thing of this movie is really great. The beginning, middle, and end. The beginning part is literally, it's an origin tale movie, giving you a heads up. So the beginning of it is Scott getting the suit, learning how to do the powers. The middle part of the movie is the training montage, which ends with Hank versus the Falcon from the Avengers. And then the ending of it is them going to face Darren Cross and try to stop Darren from selling the suit, the Yellow Jacket suit, which is a modified version of the Ant-Man suit, to Hydra, pretty much, and the other countries, other bad countries in the world, put it that way, or other dealers, other bad dealers. Which this comes to, the third part of the movie comes to the one thing that's just like, and that is the bad guy, Darren Cross. Darren Cross, unfortunately, they have moments to explain why. They try to use a lot of exposition to say that, oh, this is why Darren's like this, why Darren's like this. Darren and I didn't get along, so like this. They explain it, but they never show it. So you never really get attached to Darren. And when you see Darren, all the things he's doing, like he commits murder on screen. He kills not only humans, but an animal, and did like these different experiments. And he's just like kind of going crazy. And they try to make the example that, oh, the chemical messing with your mind, Darren, but the chemicals that mess with Hank or Hope or Scott Lang's mind. So I didn't like how they tried to throw that out there, but the villain is literally forgettable, and you really have to watch the movie multiple times to really understand, like, oh, they actually try to give him some background, some development, but they never show it. They just tell you. So that's the one bad part about the movie, is the villain. But the comedy is great, and the movie knows how to handle comedy and action. It knows how to be serious and knows how to give you some funny moments. So I loved it. CGI in this movie is great as well. The CGI makes you feel like you're legit small and legit in the size of an ant, and you're going on these crazy adventures and seeing giants walking by you, which are just normal average sized humans. I love this movie. It's such a great movie. It's such a fun movie to watch. Let's go ahead and get into cast and characters. Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is great. No complaints. Evangeline Lilly, great as Hope. No complaints. By the way, Paul Rudd is Scott Lang, great. Evangeline Lilly, who plays Hope, great. Michael Douglas, who plays Hank Pym, great. Michael Pena, probably one of the biggest comedy relief characters in the movie. He plays Luis. He is great as well. Abby Ryder Fortson, who plays Cassie Long, she was Scott Lang's daughter. She did great for her part in the movie. Made you believe that that's actually her father and she actually cared. She was a big sass character too. Corey Stroh, who plays Darren Cross, I thought he did great for what he was given. No complaints. It wasn't like he was over wacky villain. Like, he had motivation and actually made sense. It just, he wasn't a strong villain. Wood Harrison, freaking Julius from Remember the Titans, he's in this movie as Gale. I thought he did great. Also Bobby Cannavale, who plays Paxton, he did great. T.I. and Dave, I'm gonna mess his name up, Damachin. T.I. plays Dave, which is funny, and then David plays Kurt. I thought they did great. I thought the cast of the movie was great. No problem with the cast. And then, you know, shout out to Anthony Mackie coming out as the Falcon and, you know, being the Avenger character in the movie, wrapping up the worlds together. And this movie has a lot of sass in it. It's great. The cast is great. The sass from the characters and the delivery of the sass was also great. I enjoyed this movie. I think it's one of the best Marvel movies there is. And sadly, people don't put it on a higher threshold of the Marvel movies because they don't even put it in the top 10. When I do watch a lot of reviews, people be ranking the Marvel movies. They usually put this movie like in the top teens, but they never put in the top 10 because they say, oh, just like Iron Man. And to answer that question, yes, the villain is like Iron Man. You have the villain who worked for a company who wants to use the technology or the suit to sell it to bad people, to sell it to make a buck off of it. In that sense, yes. But at the same time, it was still a little more funny. It had a little more twisted. It's a little funnier movie than Iron Man to me. And probably because the writing and the directing of that movie made it be. Now, like I said before, this movie came after Doctor Strange. I might give this movie a lower grade than what I'm going to give it. Because Doctor Strange was like the third piece where you had that same setup as Iron Man 1. Doctor Strange to me wasn't as strong of a movie as Ant-Man. But I think it would have switched if Ant-Man came like later, like Ant-Man came out in 2017 or 2016, then 2014, or sorry, 2015, then you might be saying a different story. And Doctor Strange came out in 2015 instead of, you know, 17 or 16, we might be saying a different movie. But unfortunately it didn't. They fell in the way they came out. That's why I gave Iron Man the grade it did, because it was Kickstarter and what it did. And Ant-Man, I'm going to give it this grade, I'm going to give it in this review because I felt like Ant-Man took the things from Iron Man, made it better, and Doctor Strange kind of took the things from Iron Man and just stayed along with it. It didn't make it better, but Ant-Man elevated it. Now, is this a Friday night movie? Heck yes, it's a Friday night movie. Watch it with your friends and family. Have a good time. Popcorn and all. Grading time. I'm going to grade Ant-Man. The movie Ant-Man from the year 2015. I'm grading this movie an A-. An A-. And the reason why I'm giving it A- is because of the villain. That's it. The villain. He wasn't a really strong villain. Like, you forget about Darren Cross. You don't even think about, like, huh, who is he? Somebody asks you, do you know who Darren Cross is? They'll be like, who? Yellow Jacket. Who? But the Yellow Jacket. The Yellow Jacket. He was in Ant-Man.
Who?
If you ask them about that, they probably wouldn't tell you who that was. But they'll tell you who Loki is. They'll tell you who Killmonger is. They'll tell you who Thanos is. And Thanos probably not a good one because he's been in the series since forever. Hela, maybe? You might know who Hela is from Thor Ragnarok. But yeah, Ant-Man. Ant-Man, Darren Cross, Yellow Jacket is the one thing that's not that strong in this movie, and they give you exposition on his backstory versus showing you his backstory. Granted, it might be a little bit longer of a movie. They did that, but at least one or two scenes, because for example, in this movie, Darren Cross was going to go kill Hank Pym. He was going to kill him in the movie. He legit said, I was there to murder you, but I didn't do it because Hope was in the room. I heard her in the room. Also, he somehow figured out that Scott Lang been working with Hank Pym. I didn't know how he got to that conclusion, but he did. And end up going to attack Scott Lang's daughter at the end of the movie, which only reason that makes sense because Scott Lang and Hank Pym helped destroy Hank's industry, Pym Industry. They destroyed the building and everything. So Darren Cross kind of watched his work for the past few years go up in flames. But he took it out on Scott Lang instead of taking it out on Hank Pym. Also, you could take into the fact that he thought he killed Hank Pym, but no, he went towards Scott Lang, which had nothing to do with Darren, but whatever the case, they somehow wrapped it in there where, oh, you took what I'm going to take from you, then your precious daughter that you're doing your work for, I'm going to take her from you. And they somehow warped that in the end where it changed. I think that's a quick thing that in the movie that they, how they got there made sense. But it happened so quick where Darren Cross is like, I'm going to take my anger and frustration out on Scott Lang and not Hank Pym, who really been antagonizing me this whole time. I get it. I understand. It's me nitpicking. But it's still an A-. Still A-. But yeah, Darren Cross was I gave this movie an A-. Everything else, the rest of the cast, and it's not even, you know, it's not even Corey Stroll's. He did a good job. So it wasn't his problem. The acting in this movie is great from the whole cast. Give him a round of applause. The CGI is great. The music is great in this movie. The ending I love. The sarcasm, the sass to each other, I love it. I love it all. Like, this movie is great. Just the villain's not that strongest part. So an A-. If you seen if you seen Ant-Man, what did you think? Please put it in the comment section below. I'm curious what your thoughts are. I'm cheesing so hard because it's one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. Like, if I do Marvel movies alone, this is top 5. I don't know the particular order. I might put Guardians of the Galaxy as #1 lock, but it's definitely Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, Ant-Man, Winter Soldier, Black Panther. Like, those movies. Did I say 5? Yeah, those movies are right there. And almost Black Panther can interchange it with other movies, but yeah, those 5 is literally like a rotating. I can't lock it in. I probably will lock. Can't speak now. I will probably lock Guardians of the Galaxy as #1, just because of pure fact that you didn't know who these characters was. I'm not even sure you can see this post over there anymore, but you don't know who these characters are. They are literally random nobodies that the movie just made stars. So yeah, but Ant-Man is definitely A-. Freaking love the movie. Give the movie a watch. Other than that, thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Breakdowns. See you on the next episode, and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, you want to see what else I'm doing in my normal life and other things that's going on, please follow me on Instagram at Ali_Zakka. I'll put it right here around my face. Yep, right there. Also, if you want more episodes of Movie Breakdowns or Grind Towards Success or whatever it is I'm doing on YouTube, you know what? Follow my page right here, like I said before, the little comment thing right there, And then you can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right here, and watch the last episode of Grind Towards Success right there. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. See y'all next time, and keep being awesome.